Hi, welcome back to the last minute cheat sheet for the Google Cloud PDE certification exam. Let's go through Google Cloud Dataproc's last minute cheat sheet today. Dataproc's key features that you should remember for the PDE exam are: run the Hadoop Spark ecosystem on GCP Dataproc, used for large-scale batch processing and machine learning, manage the hardware and the configuration, scale cluster up and down even when the jobs are running. When you lift and shift your on-prem Hadoop ecosystem into Google Cloud Dataproc, pay attention to best practice of migration such as separate storage and compute, simplified workloads, simplify the storage capacity if applicable, such as HDFS to the cloud storage, HBase to Bigtable, Hive to BigQuery. You can add the optional components as needed. You also need to pay attention to the performance optimization and the cost saving for the exam. You can review the Hadoop ecosystem cheat sheet from my blog. I summarize each component in the Hadoop ecosystem, their high-level functionality and purpose. Now let's take a look at what kind of configuration you can set up for Dataproc cluster. You can create a cluster through console, gcloud command with YAML file, deployment manager template, and Cloud SDK REST API. In the setup cluster, you can set up a region and zone, for example, global or regional endpoint. The cluster type, such as a single node, which is a one master node and zero work node, or standard, which is one master node with many workers, or high availability, which is three masters with many workers. You can set up a Dataproc version. The default is latest. You can enable component gateway to secure access to web endpoints and select optional components. The configure nodes is optional. You can configure master nodes VM options such as machine type, primary disk type, and local SSDs. You can do the same thing on the worker nodes. Set up the minimum number of worker nodes, CPU, GPU, or VM options. You can also configure the secondary work nodes. Pay attention to the rules for preemptible. Preemptibles and to the Cloud Dataproc cluster only function as processing nodes. Cloud Dataproc cannot create preemptible only clusters. As a default, all preemptible workers are created with the smaller of 100 GB or the primary work boot disk size. The disk space is used for local cache of data and is not available through HDFS. The managed group automatically re-ends workers lost due to the reclamation as the capacity permits. The customized cluster is also optional. You can configure the cluster with the VPC or shared VPC. If you create a Cloud Dataproc cluster with the internal IP address only, attempt to access the internet in an initialization action will fail unless you have configured routes to direct the traffic through a NAT or a VPN gateway. Without access to the internet, you can enable private Google access and place job dependencies in cloud storage. Cluster nodes can download the dependencies from cloud storage from the internet IPs. If you need a piece of data to be available to your cluster and also used as an API search parameter, Then add it both as metadata and as a label to your cluster. The last optional configuration is the Manager Security. You can enable API access to all Google Cloud services in the same project. You can use either Google Managed Key or Customer Managed Key for encryption. You can enable Dataproc personal cluster authentication to allow interactive workloads on the cluster to securely run as your end user identity. You can also configure Kerberos secure mode to provide user authentication, isolation, and encryption with a Dataproc cluster. I will go through the key points on Dataproc's connectors, data storage, performance optimization, and cost saving in the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, subscribe to my channel for more great cloud computing learning tips. See you next time.